werebuild.eu with the intention of rebuilding EU, I think. But they monitor what's going on in close cooperation with La Quadrature from France, Scambioetico in Italy, and some Irish people, I think. And so far I've seen they gather a lot of information to be able to battle these new things that are happening within EU, or make them better, actually. One of the latest projects they are doing within Sweden is the government of Sweden ordered an openness evaluation. The Swedish government does this all the time. When they're curious about a question, they send out a question to lots of institutions of society, like, what do you think about traffic and stuff like that. And this is an open society. And of course, We Rebuild wasn't asked, but they're making one anyway, and they plan to turn it in a month before everyone else and make a publicity about it. Like, we have better answers than what you will get from the anti-piracy organization, for instance. And I think maneuvers like that are quite smart and these very political and not so funny parts.
So tell us more. Tell us what's happening now with the trial. Is it pending? Is it what's happening?
It's being appealed.
Okay.
As we speak.
You know.
It's being appealed right now. They asked to rejudge the trial because the judge was biased. He was part of two copyright organizations. And
then they refused that.
They refused that, but
and now they have like a formal appeal on.
Yeah.
They already appealed to the next court. The other thing was the judge was.
It will take 2 to 3 years, said Peter Sunde in the interview, I guess.
2 to 3 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and probably whatever the outcome of that court, it will be appealed to the Supreme Court, probably. Or most likely.
So it's a very slow process.
Yeah.
Probably by 2012, $1 million is going to be worth €50.
Or something. Yeah.
But the thing with the money is that they have filed for this special thing. Even if the decision is appealed, you can go for the money, and they have done this. So they won't go to prison until the decision is final, but they're still getting the money already.
How much money is it? Would the sale cover any of the...
7.8 million euros.
No,
dollars.
The money they have to pay.
It's 3 million euros, roughly.
Almost 1 million
30
each.
million Swedish crowns. It's about 28.
This is a case study about the pirate games. We understood. Tell us more about this packaging thing. I mean, people, I don't know if you know what means this package, internet packages. Știți despre ce vorba? But it's very simple. Imagine that your ISP or internet service provider, instead of giving you all the freedom to visit whatever site, you're getting just a couple of channels. General, same thing as a
packages. Yeah.
And we are closing the internet of today, sending it to the history, and then you have everything. It's
like radio.
Well, something like this.
It's not quite.
Not quite
okay,
like
it's
that.
a new media.
Yeah, you have no porn on the radio.
Tell me something, my dear. Can you explain it? There is any other way if they decide? First of all, who they are? We could talk about European Commission. We can talk about what's it? United Nations, or it's WW3 organization.
This is a decision within the EU, which makes it even stranger too.
Yeah, because
to propose a rebuild of internet within EU seems kind of. They probably haven't planned how to implement, or of course they haven't.
Yeah, I think it's about lobbying, very strong lobbying from
But
telecom.
you're lobbying useless because it's 7 billion users. It's like everyone is involved, everyone has an interest. It's not like I can control the thing in my quartier, my neighborhood, my country, whatever. But globally, it's impossible. Or is it really possible? And if it's possible, then this is a nightmare.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine that it could be possible for if the people, if you're there where the decision is made, and if you like this kind of story which was going on with lobbying for extending the copyright protection from 50 to 90 years, which was because Beatles and
Beatles.
yeah, were lobbying that the period was ending and they didn't get any money anymore, so they were lobbying the European Commission. Like they were lobbying their governments, which governments
They
like
extended
UK
Mickey Mouse
and,
also.
and France were lobbying the Commission to take this. So this is very like the route is very simple. So there where the power is, then you can influence those people who have
Yeah,
that
but
power.
they are fighting for their own interest. Mickey Mouse is Disney, of course,
Yeah,
Coca-Cola.
but telecom is fighting for it. So imagine those big providers who fight for their own money.
I'm waiting for them when
They're fighting for
Vodafone-
larger shares of the market.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So
the
they would. I think it is possible. I think it
bad
is
guys,
dangerous.
our real enemies are TV stations, GSM networks, and who else is losing with internet? I mean, in a couple of years we will
Movie industry.
movie
I
industry.
don't know. Is the US talking about this kind of thing?
I think when I tried to read up on it a few months ago, it seems that they're already kind of doing it in the price plans.
It's happening in Europe actually. It's about prioritizing the packets. When you have an internet connection and you use various kinds of data on your internet connection, you are browsing the web, you are downloading your email, you are downloading films. At this moment, in most ISPs give the same priority to all the packets. The data is received in packets. All packets have the same priority. If you use your internet connection, for instance, to download a film, listen to an online radio, browse the web at the same time, you will use about 100 packets per second to download the video data of the film, 10 packets per second for the radio, and 5 packets per second for email or web. And what a lot of ISPs want to do is to be allowed to prioritize these packets depending on the type of data that they are containing. For instance, when you download the film, the packets containing the video data of the film will have a lower priority. So if basically that limits your speed. You will have a smaller speed than now for downloading films and a much higher speed for viewing the film directly from the ISP. And what's actually happening at this moment, and has been happening for a few years in the UK and Belgium, for instance, many ISPs are reprioritizing the packets for voice over IP connections. So if you are using Skype or Yahoo Messenger for voice, the packets of the data for Skype and Yahoo Voice will have a lower priority than the same packets, but used by the voice over IP application provided by British Telecom. So, for instance, Skype is almost unusable in the UK.
Sorry for interrupting you, but in Romania too.
Really? As far as I knew.
I just discovered Orange, so I'm an iPhone user. I switched from Vodafone to Orange just because of fucking iPhone. Someone mentioned me the fact that in the contract you are saying that you are not allowed to use any voice over IP application on your iPhone. So they can close any Skype or whatever on your iPhone just when they can do mushki, no?
Yeah, whatever they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, because telecom companies realize that they can make a lot more money from you if they don't allow you to use a free voice over IP application like Skype, and they force you to use their own voice over IP application. Needless to say, the voice over IP application provided by British Telecom is total crap. It's unusable, and only very few people use it. So there still is no strong incentive for a user, even in the UK, to use British Telecom for voice over IP. But if this law goes through, and all ISPs will be allowed to reprioritize packets as they want. Basically, each ISP will provide their own